Never be a victim again. You know, the only reason you're a victim is because you state yourself as one. Because people can use you as a victim, but as long as you don't identify as one, you won't be a victim. A victim means that something happened to you and you have no control over it. You have no control over what happened and you have no control over what's happening right now. Because you can have been a victim to a situation, but you don't need to stay in that victimhood. You don't need to continuously remain a victim of that situation. Because here I'm not saying that nothing never happened to you that was not your fault. Things that happen to us are not our fault, but they are of our responsibility to do something out of it. And when you remain into that victim mindset, you are not taking responsibility for what is happening to you. You are remaining powerless. You are giving your power away to this external outcome, to the person that hurt you or to your circumstances. And you are remaining in a place of being defeated. And this doesn't hurt anyone but yourself. You know, often we are addicted to the victim identity. We keep on repeating the story of how we are a victim. And it can be hard because we find it's unfair. If someone did something to us, as long as we say we are a victim, we are saying it's their fault. And we feel that that is fair. We feel like putting the blame on the other person that they did something is fair because it's not our fault. And it's true, this other person is responsible for their actions. But remaining in this victim mindset and keeping the story of victimhood is only hurting you. It's not hurting the other person. It's not changing anything about the events. It's not making it better in any way. It's only hurting you, and it's taking your power away to create something good out of it. When you stop identifying as the victim, it doesn't make the situation go away. It's allowing you to grow from this situation. It's allowing you to be a creator of your reality. It's allowing you to be a magician. Like, you are taking something that's undesirable and you are creating possibility out of it. You are creating something that is desired out of it. So you can say, I did not choose what happened to me. I did not choose to be hurt in this way. And it can be unfair. And it's okay that I'm hurt from this. But I don't deserve to remain in this victim mentality that is keeping me stuck. I don't deserve to let this situation win over me continuously. Being a victim only hurts you. And now you can take what happened to you and take responsibility for it. What does responsibility mean? Responsibility doesn't mean it's your fault. It's the ability to respond. Responsibility, ability to respond. When you're responding to something, you are creating a better outcome for it. Whatever happened to you, let it be your stepping stone towards reclaiming your power. Because your life is going to be very hard if you're always constantly a victim in this life. And we get addicted to that victim identity because we want to continuously prove that we are a victim. And so we continuously place ourselves in situations where we get to prove that we are a victim. You know, when we find that life is unfair and things are always happening to us, I'm someone that's never lucky, bad things always happen to me. You feel like victim from the entire world, and you're gonna want to prove, like, this is just psychology. This is just a subconscious mind is continuously wanting to prove what it believes in. So as long as you believe that you are a victim, you're going to continuously want to prove that you're a victim. So as soon as something happens, you're going to be like, you see, I told you that I attract bad luck. You see, I told you that bad things always happen to me. You see, I told you I was a victim. Do you see what they did? And then you repeat all the stories where you felt as a victim, and you keep on reenacting that story, reenacting the fact that you're a victim. And when you're in this space of being a victim, you have absolutely no power. You have no power over what happened to you. You have no power over the situation. When you say that I'm just a victim, like stuff just happened to me, you are accepting defeat. But let me tell you, you are a victim of the victim mentality. You are imposing victimhood on yourself. And this doesn't mean I don't have compassion for what happens. Like, stuff has happened to me, stuff happened to 𝗹𝗶𝗲𝗏, but sometimes people get stuck in those stories for years and years, and sometimes decades. Decades of like saying, you know, 20 years ago, you know what happened to me? You know what this person did to me? There was someone that wrote that in one of my comments recently. They were giving me shit about my healing journey, saying, how much people have you hurt? Someone has hurt me, I think it was like 40 years ago. in a relationship. And this person was like, I never found love since then. And they kept on, for the last 40 years, they have been repeating the story of this person hurting them and them being a victim. And because of that, they never freed themselves from this situation. They always stayed into this past situation instead of being like, hey, this person hurt me. Let me learn from this experience. Let me take responsibility for what happened. I allowed this to happen. I allowed myself to be in a situation like this, and I allow it every day to continue hurting me and keeping me stuck. Let me take responsibility. It's like I was hurt in a relationship too. But if I would have stayed in that pointing finger and saying it's their fault, I would have never grown. I would have never freed myself from my own wounds and my fears and everything that brought me into that relationship in the first place. And I would just continuously be attracting the same situations until I learned the lesson. Stop victimizing yourself. You are a victim of your own predicament. Like, you are hurting yourself. Please do yourself a favor and take your power back. Don't let things take your power away. Have compassion for what happened to you, but don't let it control you any longer. Don't let it control what's possible for you. You know, when you stop positioning yourself as a victim to life, a whole world opens in front of you, because when stuff happens, you don't feel as it's happening to you. You feel like it's happening for you. And you're going to create a different story out of it. You know, there could be two people living the exact same situation. And one person is going to create magic out of it, and the other person is going to fall into despair. If you let it hit you and be like, oh, that's it. You see, I'm a victim. And then you stay stagnant. The energy stays stagnant. You don't move. You stay on the ground. The same situation happens. It hits you and you're like, hey, let this make me stronger. Let this make me build resilience. Switch things around every time something happens. Ask yourself, how can I make the best out of this situation? No matter how painful and undesired it is, how can I use this as a stepping stone? How can I create magic out of this? I know right now it hurts, and it's okay that it hurts, but how can I allow this situation to make me reach new heights? Because one thing is sure is that if you think life is just happening to you, life will continuously just happen to you. You're continuously just gonna get hit and stay on the ground and have no force to get up. But if you decide that life is happening for you, then you will be creating that reality for yourself, and life will be happening for you, and you're just going to be growing and growing and expanding and expanding and receiving and receiving. And it's just like life is going to be a huge opportunity. Everything is going to be seen as an opportunity, and you're going to be an opportunist instead of being a victim. You're going to be a magician instead of being a victim. You know, you're a master creator. Whether you think you are or not, you are constantly creating your reality. And so whatever you feed, you are creating more of that. So if you're feeding that you're a victim, you're just creating more of that. So feed what actually serves you and what actually makes you grow, and heal. All the stories in you that thinks it's a victim, heal them, address them, see them, take space with them. That's what's going to allow you to grow. I wish you an excellent day filled with growth and power.